Well, at first I would like to see a lot of action in a thriller, and I don't want it to guess the plot of this thriller, so I want everything to be unexpected.
It's not about the violence, it's about the shock. It's about the suspense, and it's about not knowing what's coming.
A suspense.
Lots of suspense.
Suspense.
Loads of tension. Unexpected plot.
Really interesting story, and characters that you identify with. You know, the ones that you're into, you have an interest in.
You try and figure out what's going to happen, and I really like it when there's a twist, and it's like, oh my god.
Murders.
Question marks over motives.
Mystery and kind of like a story that could relate to real life, so it kind of engages the viewer.
Action.
Like a lot of action.
And I think more action than everything else.
You're on the edge. You don't really know what's gonna happen.
Danger and the peril of being killed.
Okay.
No, I don't see that as a problem. In the real world, that's what happens. You get bombings in churches, you get bombings in mosques. It's what happens.
Yeah, I do. I think it makes it very dramatic. It puts a lot more drama to it.
I think yes, it is appropriate, as in it's for art such as movie making.
I think make it more appealing to the audience and make it more visually more interesting, like the story.
I do not want to offend anybody, and if somebody found it really offensive, then I would probably not want to see it more or less. I would just see it anyways and make my own judgments.
I don't think it's exactly appropriate, but I feel like if it's for a movie, then I don't know, it can make things a lot more tense and it could actually look really cool.
It doesn't really offend me, so I guess it'll be fine.
Personally, I don't really mind too much, but I know that I think if I'm watching it with family or anybody else who's under 16, I know that if I'm with them, then it could be a little bit awkward, because then you have to explain to them, you know, hang on a minute, why is something dodgy or something violent happening in a church?
I mean, it's kind of awkward. Like, it's not the place I would put a violent scene in, but
I'd probably say yes, it would be a little bit awkward.
Well, I consider myself as a religious person, that's why I will find it a bit holy, so no.
Yes.
I think Shutter Island, because have you seen it? It's so good.
7.
It'll probably be Pulp Fiction.
Jean de Florette, followed by the second in the sequence, which is Men on the Saucers.
It's probably Paranormal Activity.
Non-stop.
Insidious.
I'd have to say Black Christmas.
Casino Royale, one of the James Bond movies.
I suppose Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I think probably Usual Suspects is probably my all-time favourite.
It is quite creepy and you don't really know what's going to happen next.
Loads of tension and interesting story.
I mean, that is a brilliant film, so clever. The twist at the end that just leaves you thinking, wow, this just come out of nowhere.
Aspect and elements of it there, and you get up to that, just keep going, and you'll be made nervous through the whole film, which is kind of was the main purpose of the story.
Kind of grips the audience. It's just a very good movie.
It leaves you thinking about what was real, what wasn't real, actually, how was it? Oh, I see, that's because of that, you know, how it all comes out in the end. So, yeah, I love that kind of film.
I like that film for its action.
Cinematography, bringing in the heat, bringing in the colour, bringing in the smell of all things tomatoes, but it is the unknown.
Like so many of these cutting edge things came from this one little low budget film in the 70s. It's an amazing film.
As I said before, it's like a real story. It's like you can see yourself being in the situation.
I always like these mythical things, and there's a lot of action, of course, and a lot of unexpected situations.
Inception, because it has very deep plot in it, combined with a good action.